Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Raul Onyes, and if this is your first time on my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today's video is super exciting because this is something I love. This is something I do. I have like snippets of it on my channel, and if you know me personally or follow my Instagram, you know I love to host. So today we're talking about the art of hosting. So excited. I want this video to be more of like I don't want to call it a full guide on how to host because you can do whatever you want to do when it comes to hosting. It is your party, it is your event, it is your place, it is your home, it is your time, and it is your creativity. Because to be honest with you, hosting is all about creativity. It's all about, taking something, taking an idea and running with it and doing anything and everything you want with that idea. So let's just say it's like a little mini guide. It's not an exhaustive list on how to host. So the art of hosting, let's get into it. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through the journey of hosting. So we're going to start off with what it means to host, and then we're going to move on to planning, and then we're going to go to execution, and then we're going to go to day of, and then at the end, I'll be answering some frequently asked questions about hosting. I have a friend that, gave me some questions that she wanted me to answer, so I'll be doing that at the end. So that's how this video is going to go. So let's get into it. So first things first, hosting. What is hosting, right? Everyone is like, I want to host this, I want to host that, but what is hosting? My definition of hosting is when you have more than two people in your home and you're trying to, spend time with them, be it over drinks, be it over food or games, etc. That is the definition of hosting to me. So when it comes to hosting, what I like to think about is essentially how our love language affects our view on hosting. So let me get into it because I don't think anyone has ever thought about this. So for example, my top love language is words of affirmation. So when it comes to words of affirmation and hosting and me, when it comes to receiving words of affirmation, I like to host because I love to set up a beautiful experience for my friends. And then when they come over and then they see the setup, they see the thought that went into, setting up this evening for them, they feel so appreciative, and then they, lay out compliments like, I love the setup, I love the tablescape, I love the food was so great, it's like you put your foot into it, like, the drinks are amazing, whatever it is, like the compliments, genuine compliments of the night, essentially, like, I don't want to say it keeps me going or motivates me, but it makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel like the hard work that I put in to have this wonderful night for my friends was actually thoroughly appreciated. And that is how my love language ties into how I view hosting. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's almost like at the back of my head, I'm like, these people are in for an experience and I cannot wait to hear what they think about it. And that just motivates me to, carry through with my vision. Even at moments when it gets overwhelming, that's like, at the forefront of my thinking and how I navigate hosting. Now, in terms of how I give love, one of the top ways I like to give love is through acts of service. So how this ties into hosting is that I want to plan a beautiful evening for my friends, basically an evening where they don't have to worry about cooking. They don't have to worry about the food. All they gotta do is look cute, show up, have a good time. Being able to show my friends that I love them through food and service, being able to add on to their well-being, making sure that, they don't have to worry about cooking or bringing anything. So to me, it's almost like I'm servicing them, right? I'm making sure that they have a fantastic evening. So that is how I tie in how I give love when it comes to hosting. So if you're a words of affirmation person, now you know what's up. If you like to give love through acts of service, now you know what's good. And for words of affirmation, I feel like I gave you guys an example of receiving because I receive love through words of affirmation. Now, if you like to give love through words of affirmation, hosting can also be something like, a smaller party or a bigger party, whatever it is, you can navigate that. And basically, it could be more so a bonding style hosting. So instead of like, the games night, it'd be like, a girls' night or wine night or couples night, whatever the case may be, where you guys essentially are bonding. You guys are talking. Maybe you guys are talking about your businesses, your goals, and you get to, encourage your friends, encourage your loved ones, share tips and tricks that work for you. So essentially, tell them that they're doing great. If they're running 3 businesses, you're affirming them, you're helping them. If they're struggling, you're affirming them, telling them that it's going to get better. So essentially, if you like to give love through words of affirmation, then hosting is for you. It's just more so like, the intimate, the bonds, the reflection type of hosting. Now, let's move on to other love languages. If you receive love through acts of service, the only difference is instead of wanting to do everything yourself to, can't wait to see how my friends experience this, maybe you want maybe like 2 of your best friends to come and help or your partner to come and help. So that way they are rendering you acts of service in the moment that you need it so that you are able to create a fantastic time for your loved ones and your friends, etc. So essentially, you focus more on the process. So be it maybe they're helping you set up the table while you cook, or they're helping you clean while you set up the table, or just you guys are enjoying that togetherness, and you're feeling love from them because they're giving you the acts of service, so that essentially you can make the rest of your party feel amazing. In terms of the given portion, I already covered that with myself, so you understand how that ties in. Okay, so now moving on to receiving gifts. If this is your love language, then hosting essentially is a fantastic time that you put the efforts to make happen so that your friends maybe would show up with a little token of love, token of appreciation, like be it like you're hosting a dinner party and someone shows up with a really nice expensive bottle of wine, or maybe they show up with something, a gift, essentially to show you that they appreciate the evening that you've put together for them. So this now at the back of your head keeps you going, keeps you motivated in order to carry through with the hosting. So you get where I'm going with this? In terms of receiving gifts, if this is how you give love, then your hosting may look something like, those type of dinner parties or brunch parties or games night where everyone has a little goodie bag maybe set up on their dinner plate or as a to-go souvenir type of thing, or a gift bag, etc. So maybe you love to host, so you can put together an amazing sentimental gift. Again, when I say gift given, it doesn't have to be like people that are coming to your party, giving them like, $3,000 worth of things, but it can just be something super simple. It can be handmade, it can be store-bought, so essentially if you like to show love through this language, then hosting is for you, because then you look forward to giving your loved ones these gifts so that they can actually appreciate it and feel loved by you. Now, if your love language is quality time, if you like to receive love through quality time, then hosting may look something like making sure that your evening is well curated so that the quality time is, worthwhile. You get to spend time with your friends, you get to play games, you get to, interact, you get to use conversation cards, basically get to bond, because that's how you receive love. So literally when you host, these are your friends pouring into you and spending quality time with you. Pretty much the same thing if you like to give love through quality time. So people that like to give love through quality time, hosting will look something like, essentially you're not focusing so much on like, the food or whatever. It's more so the experience, the ambiance, the games. How do you interact? How do you plan to interact with your friends? What are the games you have set up? What are the conversation cards you have set up? So, so things like that, you look forward to essentially curating a beautiful evening where you get to give your friends love through quality time. So the last love language is physical touch. So if physical touch is up there for you, when it comes to hosting, you may not necessarily be a big party type of person. Maybe you want more of a partnership or double date, just where you are safe enough maybe to receive love from your partner touching you, kissing on you, etc. It still can be dinner, it still can be games night, but like you're more of a person that maybe like double dates, 4 people max type of person, so that you can receive love from your partner through this and not feel awkward or not feel like 12 people are gawking down on you and looking at you. So that could be the kind of hosting style that you may want to pursue. If you give love through physical touch, it could look something like the same thing: partnership, double dates, intimate settings, Or it can also be a big party where things like hugs, like, when your friends come over, they give you that welcome hug, they give you a goodbye hug. Like, it's the touches in between the nights that make hosting worthwhile for you. And I believe I've covered all of the love languages when it comes to hosting and how it affects what type of hosting you do. So I hope you guys were with me with this one, because that is a code I've cracked and I'm like, I need to share. I need to share, because I'm like, why do I love hosting so much? It's because I love the experience. I love hearing how people enjoyed the food and the ambiance, etc. So now that we've covered that, let's move on to the next category. All right, so now that we've covered the preliminaries, let's get into the fun stuff. So planning. So now you want to host, the art of hosting, planning. How do you go about doing this?